Too many people chase success without ever asking themselves what it costs. And that's where oftentimes things like burnout and resentment and frustration and living on autopilot shows up. Sustainable impact is different. It means being able to show up for the things and the people that matter most, being able to make the impact you feel called to make without losing yourself in the process. And so today, we're going to take that first step towards clarity because if you're not clear about what really matters for you and what the impact is that you're here to make, it's easy to end up living by someone else's definition of success. So here's the truth. Many people never stop to ask themselves why they're working so hard, or who they're doing it for, or what it's actually costing them. Without clarity, it's easy to get stuck in these cycles of overworking or overgiving or overlooking your own needs. And when that happens, the very mission that you care about starts to feel heavy instead of fulfilling. And so that's why this foundation of sustainable impact is so important because it's not about doing more, it's about knowing what really matters to you. So I want to guide you through two simple but powerful reflection prompts. These are designed to bring you focus to your own truth, not the expectations placed on you by others. Question number one. What kind of impact do I want to make in my family, at work, in my community, for my health? What is the impact that I want to make, that I want to have? So being honest with yourself here, getting clear here, writing it out. What is the impact that I am here to make for myself, my own health, in my relationships, for my family, in my community, in my work? What is the impact that I want to make? That's question number one. Question number two, what am I currently sacrificing that I'm no longer willing to sacrifice? So once you have that clarity on what is truly important for you, once you have that clarity, be honest with yourself. What am I sacrificing? Answering these questions for yourself honestly without judgment, because the goal isn't to have this perfect response or what you think it's supposed to look like. It is about what is truly real for you. Oftentimes, what happens is that we get so focused on one thing. Let's say our goal is to be a good provider, right? We want to provide for our family because we love our family, because we care about them. And then we look back and we say, you know what? I say that I'm doing this work to be able to provide for my family. And yet I don't have the quality time with my family that is actually also important to me, or that I'm so overwhelmed and exhausted that when I show up for my family that I say is important, I'm not showing up in the way that I want to show up for them. So, what am I sacrificing? First step towards clarity when we think about sustainable impact. First is like, what is the impact? What is the impact that I want to make? Because everything we do makes an impact. We could have sustainable impact in a way that is not helpful, right? We could have this sustainable impact in a way of, you know what, the impact that I'm having on my health or my family is not good, but it's sustainable because I've been doing it like this for a really long time and I just keep doing it, right? I'm consistent in this impact that is actually harming me or my family, right? I'm using that as an example, thinking about what is the impact that I really want to make in my life for my family and the work that I'm doing in my community, right? Regardless of whether you have a 9 to 5 job or you own your own business, or you're working in someone else's company, or you're retired or you have passive income and your focus is on contributing to your community, right? Whatever it is, what is the impact? And then what am I sacrificing? There will always be some sort of sacrifice that we have to make. Are we intentional about the sacrifice? And are we as sacrificing the things that we also say are important? Do we want to be able to show up with energy and have this wonderful presence with the people that we care about, right? Are those things important? And yet we look back and we say, you know what, I'm exhausted all the time, or I am a not kind human being around these people because I'm so exhausted and worn out all of the time. Be honest with yourself. What is the impact? What is the sacrifice? And then as you have these things written down, being honest, practicing non judgment with yourself, notice. Do you see gap between the impact that you want to have and the way that you're currently living? Do you notice any patterns? Like maybe that you're constantly on or that you're consistently putting your own needs on the back burner or you're giving in to everyone else at the expense of yourself. Right? What are the patterns that you notice here? Because the awareness is powerful. As you go through this practice, my invitation for you, as always, is to practice curiosity and non judgment and to practice compassion, compassion for yourself. Sometimes when we're doing this deeper work, when we're doing some self reflection, some things can come up that feel uncomfortable or that we don't like or that we feel ashamed of. Practice compassion. Celebrate the awareness. Recognize that the awareness that we have, even if it's uncomfortable, it is still a gift. Because when we are aware of something, that means that we can actually shift, we can make a change. So, celebrating the awareness, being kind and compassionate to yourself as you're going through this process, and remembering to be honest with yourself around what is true, what is real for you. When you notice that things are out of alignment, that is our opportunity to begin to create new patterns, to begin to create new habits. But we can't do that if we are not clear on what is important and clear on what are the things that we're doing that are working and what are the things that we're doing that aren't working. So here's the key: we have to protect what matters most. Hopefully, your health is on that list. Hopefully, you doing something meaningful in the world, you contributing to the greater good of the world is on the list in some sort of way. Again, whether that be through the work that you do, whether that be in how you show up in your community, right? You're doing something to contribute to the greater good. And then our relationships, whether that be our immediate family or not, but our relationships. So are we investing in the things that truly matter? And are we focusing on the impact that we are making in those areas that are actually important for us? So, we talked about these two questions as we think about sustainable impact. And when we are protecting the things that matter, we are able to show up and to live and lead and love in a way that is meaningful and in a way that is sustainable. So here's my invitation for you. Don't just think about these two prompts and then move on with your day. Write it out, reflect on it, look at the answers clearly, and recognize that this is our starting point. This is a gift, and you can come back to do this multiple times, every quarter, every year, whatever it is, to make sure that our actions are aligned with what's most important. Success without sustainability will always cost more than it's worth. Clarity gives you that choice. Clarity gives you the choice so that you can choose to make choices that are aligned. And when you know the impact that you want to create and you commit to no longer sacrificing those things that actually matter most to you, then we can start living a life that's expansive and sustainable. And that's what it means to be able to create a life of more of what matters. Thanks for joining. I hope it was helpful. And I can't wait to see you out there creating sustainable impact in the world. Thanks for being here. Bye.